is what do we do as a safety relief valve for workers? We need to create stability, a long term that will say you have got 5 years, the agreement is in place, and also give the municipality chance to play around the salary increase. There's no reason why municipality cannot play. This is a long term. You are stable. You are guaranteed that there won't be strike because you have got an agreement in place. You are guaranteed that you can budget. You can even project in 5 years to say in 5 years this is how much this collective agreement will cost. So we're giving them opportunity. This is groundbreaking. It has never happened before. We agree to this. We know there are countries such as India and Indonesia, and I think India, they've got the longest collective agreement of wage and salary, which is 10 years.
True.
So of course you have to link it with the inflation, because if you don't link it to the inflation, you will have a crisis. But it assists. I'll give an example. During COVID, if we didn't have a multi-year agreement, it would have been difficult to go back to the bargaining council. We're not supposed to meet physically. You can imagine you call a strike and you have to do umzabalazo through correspondence. It's not going to be fake. Digital industrial actions. The workers, employer was saying you can work from home. What were you going to do? So we look at that. And there's also a talk of monkeypox. You might have seen what the World Health Organization are saying, that there may be another lockdown coming. And we're not saying that. But we're also looking at those situations where they are beyond our control and all that. We create stability for our workers and all that.
Okay, so as groundbreaking as it is, yeah, it's only for Tshwane. No. It's for how many municipalities?
57 municipalities.
Which municipalities are excluded from this?
No municipalities excluded. Very important point that you are raising. When we started negotiating, SALGA came to us and said, we want to exclude 157 municipalities from this agreement.
Reason?
We only want to bargain for 100 municipalities because these 157, they are under financial constraints. So therefore, we cannot include them. Otherwise, we will be breaking this municipality. That was their reason. Then they moved from 157 to 160 to 64. Until we said, now, if you don't want to negotiate, let's leave the table. Because when you get mandate, 64 municipality, it does not meet the majority in terms of mandate taking. It means the majority have said, go and negotiate. So let's go with the majority. So that's how we won that. They were saying only a municipality that are financially viable. And they were saying there must be a clause that a municipality that is struggling must opt into the agreement. So it was not an easy negotiation that we just went there. We went there and they brought all sort of things from Treasury, what Treasury defined, financial constrained municipalities and all that. And only these 100 municipalities are viable. They raised a lot of issues. We also raised issues. We said municipalities, majority of them, they're struggling because of corruption, instability. When you look at senior managers who are suspended, duplication of services, contracted services and all that, cut all these things, then you have money for workers.
So allow me to deviate a bit.
Yeah.
Do you often get audience with the AG Maluleke to understand, or does she come to you guys to understand issues, because she deals with municipalities, specifically those 64 and 106? She always hammers them at no
consequence. We have never even give ourselves time to go and sit down with her. The only thing that we do, we read the reports. Yes, we read her recommendations, which are not followed by any municipality.
True.
Because she don't just report. She make follow-up to say, you need to strengthen here and here and here and here. The municipality don't do that because there's too much political involvement. The supply chain collapsing, which are influenced by politicians. You could see even your VBS, if I were to take it along. It was politicians who were involved, but administratively must be done by your CFOs, your municipal managers and all that. That is why majority of municipal managers and CFOs get suspended when they don't comply with these unreasonable and unlawful instructions. But I think you are raising a critical point. We need to visit our office and say, how do I assist? But remember, majority of our members, including myself, we don't have powers in terms of oversight. Those are powers of the council. council must provide oversight. They've got their APC, they've got all the forums where they need to make sure that there's compliance with the regulation. All the AG report, they're saying non-compliance, collapse of systems. These are a problem. Collection a system of municipalities in the metros and all that. Unlawful and wasteful expenditures and all that. Those are things that are happening. People fail to play. Some of them, they even return money to national treasure.
Because, I'm sitting here as a South African, I'm thinking, man, ever since the Auditor General was there, it's just one of those Chapter 9 institutions that keeps bugging. The thief just come in, steal while the dog is barking. No one protects the dog. No one hires a bigger dog. No one gets pit bulls. It's just a small puppy that keeps barking. So, South Africa, we are very good with oversight, peer review mechanisms. We took it out of the counter with Tabombeki. All of these things of benchmarking, looking at systems, going task teams, delegations. Would Saga AG maybe lead some sort of a task team that includes yourselves, because I'm an international space, you guys, and and other stakeholders? Let's say, for example, you go for a 2-week, I don't want to call it boss beran because that weight I've got troubles with, to go and sit at a minute, because sometimes we just think, put it under administration. So this what we call corruption just repeats itself with administrators. So is it possible that you guys could get to a stage where you guys go there, you sit in offices, you call people, okay, so how do you normally do this on a 2 weeks or a month, before even administration is suggested, just to understand what is it, and with punitive measures? Because if the AG says you guys have been battling and you've been in leadership, every year you've been hit, you are failing to do this, where is KPMG, who are your auditors, and Zabulo, who are these people who keep telling you are doing wrong, and you understand what I'm saying?
No, I think you are raising a valid point, and luckily after this podcast, I'm going straight to an NOB meeting. That is something that I'm taking to the NOB with, suggesting that we go out into a stress session and said, how do we rectify all these things that are raised by Auditor General? Because, you see, we can't be a union that only demand salary increase. We must be the union that demand quality service delivery to the residents, so that it translates to people having trust into municipal workers. When we demand salaries, people are not shocked. These are the ones that we see them under the trees, they're not doing anything. So those are things that we need to look at. We're going to push forward and say, let's have a meeting. Let's see how do we then implement our consequence management, professionalize municipal services and all that. That's something that we're going to take forward. And I guarantee you are going to come back and say, this is how far we've gone. But in the collective agreement that we've signed, there's a clause that we're talking about service delivery charter and what need to be done. So we are all committed to service delivery. So in terms of